It's funny how we all have that one friend who insists on watching every single episode of that popular African soap opera, even though it's basically the same plot recycled with a different wig every season. How many times can you watch a woman find out that her husband is actually her long-lost brother who was switched at birth during a dramatic thunderstorm? Spoiler alert, it's always during a thunderstorm. And then there's the melodrama. Oh, the melodrama. I'm convinced that every character in these shows has a PhD in overacting. You've got the villain who enters the room with a smirk that could only be rivaled by a cat plotting its next move against a sleeping dog. The hero, with his chiseled jawline and brooding looks, spends more time staring into space than actually doing anything heroic. And let's not forget the heroine, who's always caught between two men. One is a rich businessman with a questionable past, and the other is the childhood friend who just opened a bakery. Because nothing says I love you like a man who can whip up a mean croissant. Am I right? Now, let's talk about the plot twists. The ones that make you question your entire existence. 1 minute, you're watching a wedding, and the next, the bride is revealing that she's actually the long-lost daughter of the family's sworn enemy. Come on! How many long-lost daughters can one family have? It's like they're collecting them like Pokemon cards. Gotta catch them all. Except instead of Pikachu, it's I'm your sister. And you just know that the moment she drops that bombshell, the camera will zoom in on her face and the dramatic music will swell. You can practically hear the producers saying, cue the tears. And speaking of tears, let's not forget the crying scenes. There's a specific formula. The character must have a single tear rolling down their cheek while their mouth is slightly agape, as if they're trying to catch the emotions before they escape. And just when you think it's over, they'll take a deep breath and boom, more tears. It's like watching a waterfall, but instead of water, it's pure, unadulterated drama. You could fill an ocean with the tears shed in these shows. I bet if you gathered all the characters together, they could collectively drown out any real-life problems. And let's not even start on the dialogue. You've got the classic lines that are so quotable, they should be on t-shirts. You will pay for your sins is a personal favourite. What sins? Did he forget to do the dishes? Or is he secretly plotting to take over the world? I can't tell. And then there's the obligatory, I trusted you yet line, which, let's be real, is usually followed by a dramatic slap that echoes through the entire neighbourhood. You could hear it in the next village over. And the friendships. Oh, the friendships. You know that one friend who will always have your back, even when you're about to make the worst decision of your life? In these shows, they're usually the comic relief. They come in with a witty one-liner just when the tension is at its peak. Girl, are you really going to marry him? He's got more baggage than an airport. Oh, you can't help but love them, even if they're just there to remind you that life is, in fact, not a soap opera. Let's not forget the fashion choices. It's like the wardrobe department had a sale on sequins and decided to use them all in one episode. You've got dresses that could double as disco balls and suits that look like they were borrowed from a 1980s music video. Who are these people dressing for? The red carpet? Or are they just trying to distract us from the fact that the plot is thinner than the fabric they're wearing? And then there's the music. Oh, the music! Every time someone is about to confront their long-lost brother or reveal a shocking secret, you can bet your last dollar that a dramatic score will kick in. It's like the soundtrack is an extra character, always ready to heighten the tension. You could be watching someone make a sandwich, and if the music is right, it feels like they're about to launch a space mission. Will they choose mayo or mustard? The fate of the universe depends on this decision. But let's take a moment to appreciate the cultural aspect of these shows. They reflect real-life struggles, relationships, and the complexities of family dynamics. Sure, they might exaggerate some things for entertainment, but deep down, they resonate with many of us. The themes of love, betrayal, and redemption are universal, and they remind us that, While life may not always be a soap opera, it certainly has its dramatic moments. So, here's to the soap operas that keep us glued to our screens, the plot twists that leave us gasping, and the characters we love to hate. They may be over the top, but they bring a little bit of joy, laughter, and a whole lot of drama into our lives. Next time you find yourself rolling your eyes at a ridiculous plot twist, just remember, it's all in good fun. And who knows, maybe one day you'll find yourself in a situation so absurd that you